Hi, hello, and welcome to the Councilorship report brought to you by Vertex of Abundance. My name is Serene Priestess Abossi. I'll be your oracle today. To be honest, I'm getting energy on Taurus, Torino, so we might get more than oracle counselorship, but I'm hoping that's it. You know, the Uranus Jupiter conjunction, it had something going on with it, something special. It's starting to produce some results. The deliberation is over, the findings are in. They're already imposing, the universes, the lords of karma are already imposing their their guidance, their decision, their judgment. And frankly, things are being clarified to other people, not us. To us, we're being selected, chosen. Juno is partnership. This is the magnetic attraction point. Juno, okay? So, and it's 11th house, so it's community. So we're being seen in the community. We're our status, our place in the world, the calling on our life, the purpose of our being is being illuminated, elucidated, enumerated, clarified to others in public, especially benefactors, people that they might be ruling over, judging over, lording over, presiding over, or just have access to our entire life trajectory, maybe our career. So there's also something for us. We're being chosen for something and we can't fathom, or at least up until recently, we couldn't fathom because something is being restored. I'm hearing the word new egg. So there's the either restore or fresh start because we're cultivating the right spaces and places. So I don't know if you've noticed, but there's been a lot of just, okay, I was going to say transition, but I heard destruction. Instead of transition, I heard the word destruction. And it's making way for new. Things are falling, especially community. So we're having to find new people, new places, new things, new environments, surrounding locations, new spaces and places. Yeah, and here's Jupiter. So it's not just abundance, it's growth and expansion. People are going to realize very soon that disrespecting us or dishonoring or diluting or diminishing or distorting or dejecting or even rejecting, frankly, they did it for the wrong reason. This is happening in my personal life a lot. There's a lot of things boomeranging or circling back, being like, oh, hey, I was under this impression, this is what I wanted, or I said this to you. And like me, I go on face value, and honestly, like it doesn't matter of all the little specifics. And here's where we start and we end. If you take BS from the donkey's ass and not take the time to go directly to the horse's mouth, you get whatever you get. Okay. So if it's up, then it's stuck. If you made your decision because you was acting stupid, looking stupid, or if you was maladaptive, idiosyncratic, perfunctory, or if you was materialistic and going off what you could see, real recognizes real. So something in your heart, something in your mind, something in your soul, something in your psyche was acting stupid, looking stupid, and you got tripped up, messed up, and now you want to slink back, handle back, circle back, for whatever, what have you, and that's going to be a no. That's going to be a no. It's going to be a no. Libra, balance. So, um, perdonne-moi, mi scusi. Yeah, so that's what I'm getting. People in the environment surrounding location, the community, they're seeing who we are, what we're about. Viewpoints are changing, but after the fact. And to be honest, a lot of things we don't know. Sometimes we don't always know that people are gossiping about us or cursing under their breath about us, or that they're ruminating, oscillating, marinating, vacillating in fear or in hatred or in jealousy, envy, whatever have you. Okay. But what's going to happen is the right people are going to start choosing us, or we're going to be around the right persons. I'm going to be right back. Okay. We had to have a safety meeting and handle all the distractions because this is intricate here. That happens with Jupiter. It's very expansive, and I'm already like a airheady, spacey little cadet, Um, It works for me unless something exacerbates it, which was happening. It's like once the Jupiter card came out, the cat started having issues. I had remembered all the chores that I was doing. I had to write a couple things down. There was some noise outside, like all at that one precise moment. Mama had to chill out. Okay, so I was saying that the right people are going to see us. That's what I'm hearing. That's what's in my intuition. But it's something around like finally the right people are seeing us. So let's just do a review. You know, here's what's up. I'm feeling like we were mistaken, mishandled, mistreated, misjudged, misperceived. Basically, we were fumbled. Okay, somebody fudged it up. There was like a miscarriage of general respect and human decency. Okay, so it could have been a misalignment, miseducation, mistreatment, misjudgment. Okay, so that's balancing out, and it's balancing out through just how special we are. But I feel just how special we are is finally being revealed. So it's been hidden to all the people that didn't check the heart first. A lot of people are guided by sight, not by faith. A lot of hoes ain't really on some real ish, you know. Real recognizes real. So most people can't tell the genuine article. They go for the cubic zirconia. They go for the spray painted gold. They don't look at the genuine article. Their mind cannot fathom anyway, so it's not a negatively bad thing. It's just more of a suboptimal thing. They will do better when they know better. 4 out of 5 people on the evil side of the spectrum are in the accidental evil, meaning they're miserly, they're bitter, they're materialistic, they have all this venial sin. That evil, sinister, and wicked, that's intentional evil, and that's carnal sin. That's, you know, like I said, evil, sinister, and wicked. They are willfully going against divine will. So something is balancing out, and honestly, it might be that we pick up a person picks us, we pick a person. I even heard here that we find a rich man or a famous man. Now, it is also that something in our private life is going to shift, but the world knows about it. So we're going to literally get publicly blessed. 11th house, 4th house. So the 4th house is the home base. It's also like the secret inner. So 4th house is private. 8th house is secret. 12th house is discreet. Okay. So privacy, secrecy, discretion, something about that is going to get put out into the world. And it's not like we're going to be exposed or infiltrated or exploited in some way. It's almost like we're going to be blessed in public. You know, I just did a Jupiter reading and I was in there like, you know, why are you checking for me? Why are you checking my money and minding my business and la-di-da, yada, yada. I don't remember all the particular details. I'm getting that. I feel like we're going to be blessed in public. And again, it can be that we get a very covetous position. It can be that we get a very attractive, like a covetous person. It can be that somebody of stature picks us out. But I'm hearing the word obscurity, but honestly, like I don't read that way. I don't ever believe that a person, until you typically are pinche mierda, like until you're like an unsavory human, persona non grata, you know, PNG, until you become dislikable. To me, I'm a motivational interview, so I like to like look for the hidden gem. Well, I was corrected here. So I was just informed, I should say, that we were treated like a piece of trash. We were thrown in the gutter, the garbage, discarded, diminished, diluted, distorted by someone. And now that someone could be a prominent group of people as well. It would stand for an archetype or whatever function that group serves. It can be a clique, it can be a council. Okay, but it's one entity all the same, whether it's a person, place, or thing. We were diluted, diminished, distorted. Okay, so the hater, and the hater has a amalgamous, amorphous, cascading, compounding energy. It doesn't matter if it's multiple haters, they all collectively together have one nasty, disgusting, begrudging energy. They mistook us and they thought they were bigger, brighter, better than us. And okay, there was something discernible about them that would appear on the surface in this world to be superior. But white or clear is better than purple. Why? Because one has a different form of divinity. Purple is the physical version of divinity. Those 7 colors of what you can see. There are so many colors you can't see. Okay, so you might be the perfect thing that we know about, but do you know how much you don't know? And that might be the biggest, the brightest, the best today, but you know, records get broken all the time. There was a long time when we thought as a collective upon the earth that nobody could ever break the 4-minute mile running. It happens all the time. And the funny thing is, it took so long to get to that spot, but the moment we got to that spot, so many people did it because their belief was out there in the collective that it could happen. So finally, people are going to start seeing who we are, what we're about. The authentic, genuine, true nature is going to be seen. And before, it was only heaven that could see it, or heavenly beings. So that would have been open-hearted, heaven, love ascended beings, open-hearted, pure, blissful, love ascended beings could see it. And people are going to know that this whole time we've had the keys to the kingdom that they're seeking, hoping, wishing, praying for. Yeah, so it's like we've arrived. Our spirit, karma, life path, destiny is being illuminated to the world now, not just ourselves. And before, it would have been people that were close to us, like a lover, a mother, a sister, a friend, a true, authentic, genuine friend. Our spiritual power is being seen because we're now dignified, or the dignity of our nature is now known. So we have that privacy, and now we have the secrecy, the 4th house, 8th house. Okay, yeah, so it's perception. We have moon, perception, Jupiter, abundance, and solar, calm, clarified. Literally, the dust is settled, or the water is no longer turbulent, it's now still, or the ego has been abated, or there's been a 8th house, ego death, transformation. Our true nature has emerged. The mystery of who we are is now easily perceived. It's arrived, our spiritual strength, the dignity of our soul. Literally, we're very extremely high ranking. We're extremely high ranking. That's what I'm getting. Okay, so somebody was trying to take control or get us to let go so they could assume our role, our position. So things were clarified because we're about to get activated soon. So people might think that we had an overnight success, but we've always been the thing. We stopped caring about them and their opinion. Therefore, we were fully in the energy, and it finally manifests. It was always latent. It was always latent. We were just exploring our insights. We were just going on a journey through the self. And all the conflicts that we were having, whether we knew them, whether they were known, unknown, hidden, open conflicts, covert, overt conflicts, because a lot of people were running their mouth. A lot of people were running their mouth. But see, those words spoken were messages. They were clues. They were cues. And we decided to take it on, whatever it is, whether even we believed it. We were like, okay, well, whether it's true or not, and this is not exactly what was on our conscious mind, but whether it's true or not, we went in the direction. So we're finally understanding in hindsight everything that we went through and everything that we've been through, because we have reached a very special pivot in our transition. Okay. And we're coming into full 100% alignment of something. Okay. And it's also time. It's time for this. Before the vibe wasn't right. So it was always in our plan that we would have a very dignified, it was always in our destiny, maybe I should say, that we were going to have a very dignified life path spirit karma destiny. So Papa Legba, Mercury, Loki sometimes if it's the, yeah. All the groundwork has been laid for a catapult into the bigger, brighter, and better future. Okay, so there's a combination graduation. We're getting a spiritual rank increase. I believe also that I believe I honestly, we've graduated Lightworker School or some kind of heavenly university or something like that. It's graduation. We're being put in our purpose and it's being shown to other people. And a lot of people are going to be scattering, which means scrambling, I mean, not scattering, scrambling, which means quickly acting to get on the bandwagon when sometimes they literally kicked us out or told us we couldn't sit with them, threw us away or discarded us or diminished us in some way. Some of them even acted against us. Okay, so this is true. They're going to try to do a 180. It's the Two of Pentacles. They're going to try to turn the situation around. And that's just what's up because finally who we are, what we're about is going out there. There's an expansion. We're having a spiritual expansion, really. Okay, but we're having to leave a lot of people behind. We need to get up out of the swamp. We weren't around the right people, places, and things, but finally our vibration is here. And there were a collective of people. Remember I was saying like, the collective of all the haters, that it has some frequency, energy, vibration. It is a person, place, or thing. It can be an entity, but it's like the collective of haters is amorphous, amalgamous, cascading cacophony, blob of hater energy. So double eight, a pair of eights here. So that means power struggles, or it can talk about actually specific energy. It also usually is a confirmation of projection in some way, usually, energy projection or spiritual manipulation, I'll say. And okay, so we're in this energy and we've mastered it. It hasn't mastered us. So we are 100%, like what I called it, I've 100% called it. It's something about our energy, like we on and popping with it, something is just mastered. So the king owns something, especially at Pentacles, and he's mastered. So let me break it down for you, the court cards, just real quick, okay? So the page is learning something, or they're dealing with that energy, or they're looking and learning about their feelings. Okay, the knight is not a novice like the page, he's more of an initiate. So he's expanding, he's getting to doing something, or he's executing something. That's the desire versus the feelings with the page. It's more the desire. And with the queen, it is sitting in that energy. So you've done the page thing, That's what the queen is. So the queen has learned already. She's not a novice. She's not an initiate. She's an adept, meaning she's found a practice. She's learned it, and it's enshrined in her life. At least she's embodying that energy. She is the kind of person. Okay, that's the queen. And that's your needs, by the way. The queens is your needs. And then the king is your wants. So the page is your feelings, the knight is your desires, the queen is your needs, and the king is your wants, because the king has to deal with thoughts, just like the page has to deal with feelings. And you'll learn a lot that the page goes with the king and the queen goes with the knight, because the knights and the queens are considered people. The king and the page can often be looked as other than people. It's you can substitute that energy. Okay. So for some reason, I had to tell you that. I don't know why, but there is a lot of information coming out. The library is open. We portaled into the record, the Akasha. Yeah, but it's our Akasha, our eternal incarnation. So just so you know, oh my gosh, we have the Queen of Pentacles here, and the Lovers card, and the Page of Pentacles. Okay, I can see why. I can see why I started that read down. Okay, yeah. So we're finding our people, and it's not just upon the earth; it's as it is in heaven. We're being given our roses finally. Is what I'm getting, because not only have we accomplished something, but we've achieved something. So that's the in garden, the Garden of Eden. Because we were blocked before because we were dealing with the wrong people. There was too much things that needed to be detoxed and not enough things that purified in our environment, surrounding location, for us to really navigate and negotiate around the universe in the way that we needed to. Okay, so this is a complex story. I really want to get out of this reading, but they're saying we weren't going to go any further until some particular boundaries were going to be followed, and these are actual laws, universal laws that have to be followed. So personally, yes, that's true. There are boundaries, and it has to deal with the immortal soul. Okay, well, let's just do this work, because there will be temptations. Okay. Also, there's a great potentiality for failure without proper practice and discipline, fortitude, but also like foresight. Okay. If you have plans can fail. Also, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Yeah, because what's going to happen is we're going to now have access to our spiritual wealth, our celestial endowment, our spiritual inheritance. I feel like before, no wonder Jupiter's making an appearance today. It's time. Okay, so we got to run all that through. Okay, so Papa LEGBA, Mercury. It is TEHUTI. Needed to keep our gate closed, keep our roads closed, because too many people were running up and through us. They were living up underneath us, you know, trifling through our energy in some kind of way. Okay. And that's what's up. There were hidden and open enemies around us. Okay, that's what's up. Five of Swords, Seven of Swords. That's what's up. There were policies, procedures, and protocols for somebody who's so beloved by God. Hierophant, Queen of Cups. Somebody who's so tolerant of people, Queen of Cups. Somebody that has God duties and obligations, Hierophant, La Papa, Hierophanta. Somebody that might be from a pharaonic bloodline, Queen of Cups, La Papa. You know, Regina de Copa. Her love is like a universe, honestly. Like when she loves on you, or even just treats you in high regard and well esteem, or well regarded and high esteem, it's almost like having a spiritual cover over you, or a thin veil of protection, whether how, albeit temporary. You know, that love needs to be sustaining. So that's just what I'm getting. Okay, because we weren't going to get our spiritual wealth. We weren't going to have our celestial endowment. Our spiritual and ancestral parents were not going to make us the beneficiary on a trust until we understood what the clauses in the prenup were going to be. And I'm really talking to any union we enter in with, our doctor, our driver, our best friend, even you know, our hairdresser or the butcher. All these people around us need to be clean. And when we're dealing with the dark, when we're dealing with dirt, when we're dealing with any of the fives, unwantable, undesirable, untouchable, forbidden, when we're dealing with any of the fives, there needed to be a very clear intention. And we were not living as this. So alas, here we are in council. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so yeah, so something needed to be turned around because there needed to be some kind of heavenly or divine protection. That's angelic protection, frankly, because they needed us to stay at a high ground. We were too accessible, I'm hearing. Yeah, and that we needed to be navigated out. It was mainly by our ancestors or those who chose us from the same soul lineage. It usually is, yeah, bloodline. But it's our soul lineage gave us clearance to move through a situation. We were navigated out of a lot, also protected from. And it was because the covenant on our life, so it did have to deal with the fact that we were either chosen or blessed, favored, and anointed in some kind of way. And there's another story here that we're going to be learning about our spiritual rank. So if you've been thinking about the mystery school or about getting your naming ceremony or spiritually initiated, we should talk about that. This is very intricate, so pardon my silence. I'm just simple piecing here. Grant me a moment, please, and thank you. So I'm literally hearing us sing on our wedding. So I don't always feel it's gonna be a union upon the earth. It could be spiritual union, finding the right group, finding the right soul tribe family, finding the right community, the place where we're gonna be nurtured and fed, people are gonna pour into us. It's really a divine union before it steps into the physical anyway. So whatever it is, the right group, the right posse, the right clique, the right man, the right lover, the right friend, whatever, what have you. Really intense. We're, whatever this right thing is, we're that thing already in the heavens. That's why it's coming down here. Because we've taken our oath or returned to our oath to the eternal kingdom. Okay, so that 10 of Cups with the Sun card, that's the eternal kingdom of the divine. Yes, and that's the traction that we need in order to have our spiritual inheritance restored, because we were unknowingly letting a lot of people around us that wanted access to things that they knew more about than we did. They knew that we had greatness or access or the keys to the divine or whatever, what have you. And so it was secured on our behalf by our ancestors. There was spiritual intercession, not even intervention, that took place. And it was our ancestors. They were like, this is our chosen child. We're not going to let any of that happen. And we're going to spend this time teaching them, learning them, educating them. Yeah, that's true. And so it was a blessing, even if we went through a lot, we had to learn a lot. It might have hurt, you know, all these lessons we were learning. Yeah, those lessons, we needed to have a whole lot of innocence rerouted, restructured, transformed. They needed to perform spiritual surgery on us. And it was so that we would boss up, level up, G up, but it was going to hurt all the same. Our innocence and purity was creating a lot of things that could have been experienced. And so that happened. But we needed to become a boss, become a G, level up, rise up, handle up. It wasn't going to be one of those situations where we were this sparkly little being walking around the swamp, or where our light was easily perceivable, or, you know what I mean? Like, we needed to be veiled in some way, even from our own self. Because we're a golden goose, and that's a very, very, very highly, highly, highly elite status to be. And until we learned about the value of that, until we learned the gratitude and appreciation that that blessing had, we weren't actually even going to be informed or instructed about that blessing. It was just going to be guarded and protected by the Lord themselves. Okay. And so that those were the boundaries and restrictions, the stipulations set on this decree, really. But this order, it was, in order for things to expand, it had to be just right. And so we're coming out of that illusion, delusion, confusion, but it's also painful. It hurts a little bit that we're chosen, but we've lost a lot in order to understand being chosen. And it's because there's a lot of vicious, vindictive, sinister, evil, wicked people out there. There are people that don't want to see us doing good, that don't want to see us doing great, that don't want to see us have anything. They want to see us suffer, and that's the thing that's going to make them happy. There are people out there that work on separating, going against, dividing, or whatever, what have you. Bottom of the barrel, you know, crab in a bucket type energy. Their work, their job, their purpose is to be karmic. Create lessons. There were so many people we were going to say goodbye to, and that was from the start. Okay. We're going to outgrow most people. So when we're intentional about what groups we want to grow into, we'll be able to have some staying power. Yeah, and this is another truth that needs to be revealed in order to navigate, negotiate the field. That's what's up. Okay. Okay, so there's boundaries that the eternal kingdom has, the rules and regulations to be chosen. There's the mystery to be revealed. Most people will never understand. Moon and the sun either means melodrama or a mystery being revealed. Most people will look at us and not understand why we got it like we got it, but it's because they're not chosen or they're not aspiring to live like a chosen person. So what does it mean to be a child of God? That's all that means to be chosen. Because you can be chosen by your ancestors or by the universe. But if you're chosen by the universe, it's because you've gone through all the lessons that you need to. Okay. And so that's one of those things. Whatever these people do is always going to come back on them. It's period public, it's by design. So whoever decides to deal in, a lack of a win-win situation, short-sighted in their nature, however, people who act short-sightedly are going to end up regretting it. So shame and guilt is usually the 9 of Swords. It can be regret, not so much grief or remorse or regret, really, but it can come through there, especially about what you were thinking. Okay, and the devil popped out when I did that. So, okay, I want to close this out. Let me get a little something out. Okay, so we really are chosen. Firstly, we need to know this. It's not like it. This needs to be knowledge. And it's a super special thing to do, but that's why we get so much haterade. It's because the anointing. This is Jesus' energy, not the hangman. The hangman is actually God. The sun card is Jesus, okay? Take it or leave it. That's what I'm offering, okay? So the anointing on our life was the thing attracting all that haterade. So we're gonna portal out of here. Um, now we're having that dying on the cross here, 10 of Swords. I know in it's in the right of way to knifed in the back, but you trade. Yeah, because we're on bottom feeders. And we shouldn't be sitting there quabbling and quibbling and whining and wailing and yelling and yodeling and harping and haranguing because they even killed Jesus, They were mean, they orchestrations, machinations, collaborations against him. So if it happened to him, why not us? And it might be that since we're chosen as part of the agreement, maybe because number one, we can take it, but number two, because we get blessed more with that. And a lot of people are not able to go through what we went through to get what we have. And we don't even know what we have. That's part of our humility. But also, like, a lot of people they don't have the protection to withstand what they're dishing at us. So they're going to put the energy at us, but they're going to be upset when it comes back. So they left us out when they're realizing that we're not going to let them into what we have now. They're going to feel some kind of way. But they rejected us first. It's not like we're rejecting them back. We're just being honest about, hey, who I was back then when I liked you, that's where we were. It didn't work out. I'm over here now. I don't really feel called to that. I don't really feel matched to you. I hope you get what you need. Unfortunately, I'm unable to give you what you need, and that's fine. Peace be upon you. Best of luck with things. They're not even going to be able to take that. That's nice and generous, what we just said, right? But it's going to decimate them. So let me repeat. They don't have the protection on them They do not have the strength in them. They do not have the fight alive in them to take 1/10 of what they're dishing out towards us, is what I'm getting. So no wonder we're chosen and they're not. Because firstly, our heart is open. So it's not it's a tragedy. It's very tragic, the situation that these people are in. You see, so our heart is open. Our heart is open. Our heart is open. Even though we know that they're trying to destroy us. Ten of Swords, Magician, even though we know that they're trying to destroy us, we're still trying to love on them. Our heart is at least open. Just because we have unconditional love doesn't mean we have unconditional compassion, okay? I'm changing doors here. Okay, so now we got the Eight of Cups, which means we had to leave things behind. We had to withdraw. Oh, no, also the Ace of Cups came. So eight of Cups, Ace of Cups. We had to withdraw. It's not that we closed our heart. It's that just because we have unconditional love doesn't mean we have unconditional tolerance. Yeah, so again, Ace of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles. It's saying that there's a covenant in our life, period, point blank. And if they touch our anointing, it's over. So this is what happened to them. We've gone on a journey where we had to get to the bottom of things, the source of our incarnational cycle, the mystery upon our life, and where the spiritual strength comes from, why it is that we have the heavenly affinity. It's because we're willing to go through being ridiculed here upon the earth. Those who are picked last will be chosen first. Okay, so the last to be picked is the first to get chosen. And everybody was picking on us. Do you understand? Intentionally, unintentionally, whatever, what have you. Yeah, so that's what's up. That's what's going on, let's just say. Yeah, and then it's all going back. It's all coming back. It's all coming back to me now. Who is that? Celine Dion? That's what I'm hearing. Oh my gosh, yes. Bring it back. Bring it back. Yeah, so we're super chosen. Ingading, ingaren, paradiso, paradise, field of reed, Tehuti, Amun-Ra. Yeah, come, come to my sweet mystery. When you are ready, I will be waiting. When you are ready, I will surrender. Take me. Whatever way that you please. So we're really accommodating to these people. And that's another thing why there had to be intervention, interruption, interference. We were lacking in our insight, our instinct, our intuition, our intellect. Come, come to my sweet melody. Yeah, so everybody's mystified now. They're not, we're this weird unicorn. They're never gonna see us understand us fully until they quit their little, you know, maricona, their projection, their poser. They're a pussy punk ass pansy poser little punk bitch. Pardon me. Um, I had to get to it because I couldn't. I was stumbling, stuttering, whatever, what have you, stammering. These were bunk ass hoes. They weren't gonna be about nothing. They weren't gonna come with it, be right with it, be about it. They were just gonna do the little rinky-dink, slinky-dink thing, that the little tripping, treacherous, sneaky, seditious ass hoe, little Jezebel, Judas, little mother effer, little Jonah. Come get stupid with me, fool. No, no, none of that. None of that. Progression. Yeah, we don't do bull. Why? What an indignancy. Like, why would we take a sacred gift and waste it, squander it in that way? Maybe that's why we're chosen and they're not. Now, again, I did detect right at the beginning and all through the last reading, just go look up Jupiter. It's an Oracle Council. And it's come out in July 2024. Best I can tell you, there is a playlist. If you want to go look at Oracle Councils, the most recent will be on top. It might take about a week for the recent one to show up, but the most recent will be on top. Okay. 2 periods of 2.5 days, so about 5 days before it shows up on top. But okay. So I was detecting in the beginning that it's like they were contesting our blessings. They didn't understand our favor, and it was making them feel some kind of way, and they were being bad about it, harsh about it, mentirosa about it, maricona about it, putana about it. They were being pendejas, like cabrones, like they couldn't, you understand? Like they were nothing that we're doing or trying to do that would mean that we could still continue on with them. It was almost like the way they were acting, whether it was hidden or unhidden, like the universe even was intervening, saying, forget them, rip them out of your life, cut them out like a bad cancer. That was, you understand? Because these were, so this is so kind of generous, but I know what's behind this energy. They were only serving as lessons to us, but the lesson, the purpose that they took on was to be nasty McNasty nasty. Okay, even if it was veiled. A lot of times they were cursing at us under their breath. They weren't saying out loud their disdain, their contempt. I don't do contempt. If you have malice or deceit around me, you don't come back. I find it distasteful. I'm just absolutely turned off by that. Okay, so we have the whole message, the whole mystery. That's everything. And there's something here about TEHUTI, Papa LEGBA, Loki, Iris, Mercury, Hermes. It's supreme authority. So the word for that is our say. There is a divine spark of God alive in us, and there is a divine spark of our incarnational soul still back in heaven. And there is a connection between the two. Okay, and so that's what I'm talking about. I say, I'm talking about our eternal, supreme spiritual authority, our absolute authority. And that's what's up, how we do through incarnation, the seeds of time and all of that. Yeah, okay, so again, like I said, there were rules, restrictions, regulations. We were wrangled down, restrained in some way, and it had to happen. It was Jupiter, our protective energy. It was to protect our abundance here. Again, we had 2 8s. This time it was flanking Mercury. Yeah, because so that's the devil. Because coming to Earth, we have to deal with the devil. If we want to expand eternally, we have to come down into physicality and deal with the devil's going to mix itself in some of our energy because that's karma. Therefore, there'll be lessons. And that's the theory, technique, technology. That's the means, mechanism, methodologies. That's literally the rule to the game that we're playing. So I was going to wrap it up here because I'm done with my findings. But the devil's at the gate, which I don't leave. So we have to go through the seas of time. We had to just navigate through the seas of time right quick. With the devil and the world card, that means that it's almost like a time witch, time magic, going back to the past to understand what's going on now. It's kind of like reviewing your life's hindsight, in hindsight or something like that. Okay. Yeah, because we've graduated. Sun and the Emperor is graduation. Yeah, because we were being taught self-administration of so we're in a union with the divine, period. That's what this is saying. I'm also hearing that a lot of people watching this channel are trauma queens. So a lot of us, we might not be, well, we are, you can be crowned to more than one spirit. So a lot of us are crowned to Oshun, probably also, have Mami Wata in there. This is Mama Chamba. But you hear what I'm saying? I'm hearing that a lot of people, Yendi Sekendi, Moba Mosa, Fulani, Teheria, Dankwan, Bublume, you understand? Okay. So, Assalamu alaikum, 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 assalam, assalamu alaikum, 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 assalam. It's the Chamba prayers. I know a lot of us took Shahada. That's not where I'm at. That's not exactly precisely what's going on with my encoded message just now. But for those who participate in Friday Chamba prayers, that's what I'm getting. Yendi Sikendi, Teheria Dankwan Bublume. Okay, that's what I'm getting. So some of us here really did agreed to suffer, to really go through that ridicule, to really go through that abuse from the unawakened, the undesirables, so that we could be that on that Jesus, that Christ path. Okay, that's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting. So it's been an honor and a pleasure to serve. Thank you for allowing me to privilege the detail of anything I said. Resonates deeply with you. Go ahead and apologize, subscribe, review, book a session, send a donation. And as always, Vertex of Abundance is the galactic temple, delivering sacred messages from behind the veil. We're aware here that you have many viewing options, so thank you for making us one of yours. And my name was Serene Priestess Abossi. I was deliberating from the Thought Tarot, illustrated by Lady Frida Harris, created by Aleister Crowley. And I imposed the guidance from the Star Code Astrological Oracle by Heather Robbins. And today we had some Mercury, Papa LEGBA, TEHUTI, HERMES, Loki messages. Okay. Take good care. Until we meet again, namaste, dhanavat, ashe, sayonara. Avida thing. Adios, arrivederci. Ciao.